Across the United States, there are forgotten places where time seems to stand still, ghost towns, deserted hospitals, and decaying landmarks that whisper stories of another era. These locations may have been left behind, but they continue to attract travelers drawn to mystery, history, and haunting beauty. Preserved ghost town frozen in time. Beneath the quiet streets of Centralia, a coal fire has been burning underground since 1962. Most residents relocated decades ago, leaving behind empty roads and crumbling buildings. The eerie silence and smoke rising from the earth create an atmosphere straight out of a post-apocalyptic film. Though small portions remain accessible, travelers visit primarily for its chilling reminder of nature's power and the fragility of industrial ambition in American history. Kennecott Mines, Alaska. Kennecott Mines, deep in Alaska's Wrangell Street. Elias National Park, the abandoned Kennecott Mines stand as a striking monument to early 20th century copper mining. The red wooden mill buildings cling dramatically to the mountainside, overlooking glaciers and alpine wilderness. Guided tours allow visitors to safely explore the site and learn about its rise and fall. Eastern State Penitentiary, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia's Eastern State Penitentiary was once the most famous prison in the world, known for its innovative design and notorious inmates. Today, its crumbling cell blocks and decayed corridors are open to visitors as a museum. Sunlight filters through cracked ceilings, illuminating the haunting silence of the past. This site offers a powerful glimpse into the evolution of the American justice system, and the stories that never escaped its walls. Rhyolite is a desert ghost town that rose and fell within a decade during Nevada's gold rush era. The ruins of its old bank, train depot, and bottle house stand stark against the Mojave Desert landscape. The town's skeletal remains attract photographers and history lovers alike. Visiting Rhyolite is like stepping through a portal into America's Wild West dreams, and its inevitable decline. Once a grand symbol of Detroit's industrial might, Michigan Central Station sat abandoned for decades after closing in 1988. The Beaux-Arts architecture still commands attention, with marble floors and ornate ceilings showing traces of faded grandeur. Though restoration is underway, parts of the station remain open for tours that showcase both ruin and rebirth. It's a striking reminder of how urban decay and renewal often coexist in modern U.S. cities. Goldfield began as a mining town during Arizona's gold boom of the 1890s and is now preserved as a living ghost town. Visitors can wander wooden boardwalks, explore old mines, and even ride a narrow-gauge railroad. Though partially reconstructed, the spirit of the Old West remains alive in every creaking floorboard. Bannock, Montana, was the site of one of the state's earliest gold discoveries in 1862. Today, it's a ghost town preserved as a state park, where dozens of wooden buildings still stand. Walking through Bannock feels like visiting a time capsule of frontier life, complete with an old hotel, schoolhouse, and gallows. This haunting destination offers a quiet connection to the rugged roots of American settlement. Birmingham's Sloss furnaces once powered the South's steel industry and are now a National Historic Landmark open to the public. Alabama. The towering smokestacks and rusting machinery form a hauntingly beautiful industrial landscape. Visitors can explore the massive ironworks, learning about the workers who shaped America's early industrial growth. Sloss has also inspired legends of ghostly activity, adding a mysterious edge. Abandoned after a dioxin contamination in the 1980s, Times Beach now exists only as memories and faint traces of its streets. The area has been transformed into Route 66 State Park, but remnants of the town's eerie past linger. Interpretive displays tell the story of its tragic evacuation and environmental recovery. For travelers interested in America's forgotten towns, Times Beach is a sobering symbol of environmental lessons learned. St. Elmo is one of Colorado's most photogenic ghost towns, set high in the Rocky Mountains. Weathered wooden structures, an old general store, and a quiet main street evoke the mining boom era. Visitors can still explore many of the original buildings, making it a favorite stop for history buffs and photographers. Old Cahaba was once Alabama's first state capital before it was abandoned due to flooding and economic hardship. Today, the site is an archaeological park filled with ruins, brick columns, and traces of antebellum homes. Walking the grounds reveals layers of Southern history, from the Civil War to Reconstruction. Lying quietly in New York's East River, North Brother Island was once home to a quarantine hospital and later a rehabilitation center. Now overgrown with trees and vines, it's off-limits to the public except for authorized tours. The North Brother Islands peek through the greenery like ghosts of another time. The island serves as a sanctuary for birds and a haunting reminder of New York's hidden history. Holy Land USA in Waterbury, Connecticut, was once a religious theme park that drew thousands of visitors in the 1960s and 70s. Abandoned for decades, the crumbling statues and replicas of biblical scenes now stand silent under the New England sky. Holy Land USA, though parts have been restored, the site retains an eerie quiet that fascinates travelers. It's a surreal stop for anyone interested in America's forgotten roadside attractions. Straddling the border of Texas and New Mexico, the ghost town of Glenrio was once a thriving stop on Route 66. When the interstate bypassed it in the 1970s, the community vanished almost overnight. Today, empty motels and diners sit under the desert sun as relics Texas of the golden age of road travel. For those drawn to the history of Americana, Glenrio offers a poignant snapshot of lost highways. Parts of the massive Rockland Psychiatric Center complex remain abandoned, though others still operate. Once one of the largest mental health institutions in the country, it holds a somber history reflected in its decaying architecture. Rockland Psychiatric Center, New York. Perched on an island in the Hudson River, Bannerman Castle looks like a Scottish fortress gone to ruin. Built in the early 1900s as a private arsenal, it was abandoned after a series of explosions and fires. Visitors can now reach the island by tour boat and walk among the crumbling walls. The castle's ivy-covered remains make it one of the most photogenic and mysterious landmarks in U.S. Virginia City is one of the most famous Old West towns still standing. While part of it thrives as a heritage site, many surrounding structures remain abandoned, echoing its mining past. Visitors can walk through historic saloons, peek into deserted homes, and imagine the booming life of the 1860s. It's a place where history feels close enough to touch, and where every building tells a story. Once a thriving river port where the Ohio and Mississippi rivers meet, Cairo now stands as a near ghost town. Many of its beautiful old buildings sit vacant, fading reminders of a once bustling city. The quiet streets and decaying structures evoke both sadness and curiosity. For travelers exploring the hidden corners of the Midwest, Cairo offers a powerful look at how prosperity can vanish but history endures.